In a nutshell, this is kind of what we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with double stops and how to chromatically kind of walk your way into these 2-note intervals that you're doing. So you're doing sets of 2, you're moving it just within the chord here. So the idea is that you're doing licks that sound complex but are actually relatively simple. And here's the bare bones of it, is we're taking this bar chord G or a G7 with the option of this note here, although we're not going to work too much with it because then it jumps us out of this this kind of box that I want to stay in. So if you're on YouTube watching this, make sure to consult my Patreon, head on over there, because actually there's going to be tab for this. So in example 1, let's just break that kind of chord that's a fully stacked chord. Let's break that into 2-note intervals or double stops, which eventually through the right hand technique you can get a little bit more staccato, but let's just take a look at the notes. You can pick one and use your middle finger for the other one. So you're getting these different intervals that aren't just straight up thirds. They're interesting, and if you add dominant 7th options, you're going to have a little bit more tension to them. So you have this. This is example 1. Once again, this is starting to get you out of that box, so we're not really going to work with this. We're just going to work with this. So you're getting different sets of intervals already, so you don't have to sound so like you're doing just straight up thirds. So in example 2, it's a little bit similar to kind of what I was doing in the beginning, is I'm now approaching them from half a step below. So you're getting a whole nother set of intervals that really add a lot more color to what's going on over the chord. I'll tend to use this a lot. And then what I'll wind up doing is maybe not do the entire sequence, just do half that sequence, which is what I'm going to show you in example 3. So if you're approaching these from half a step below, which is what you're going to do, each note, and sliding in. Excuse me. And then this one, so there are going to be 2 different options for that. I'm trying to incorporate both G and dominant G7. So you can see if you just start with a basic concept already by doing it from half a step below, things can get a little bit more complicated. The idea is that you see this chord in it. Those are kind of your target notes. All you're doing is kind of breaking that chord up in 2-note voicings, but now I might use that as a beginning of a sequence to start off my solo. I don't know if I would do the entire thing all the way up the neck. So you've got it in 2 parcels now. Or that's 2 different options that you can already build a lick off of. So in example 3, let's take a look at a lick that I might wind up doing. Now, of course, the number one way to kind of practice this is just get comfortable within that voicing here. Then start to add those 2 notes. So do example 1, then go to example 2 where you're like, okay, now I've got to walk my way into it. But all the meanwhile still thinking this. Here might be a lick that you wind up using this for. So now you're using the double stops, you're bouncing around just slightly a little bit more, but you're approaching certain notes from half a step below, so you're getting this. The only thing that you're doing is you're using a pedal tone on that G note, so you're really highlighting G. It's the other colorations, if you will. It's one way to really spice up just playing over static chords, where you can include some chromaticism and the double stop and make the chord a lot more interesting. A great way of doing that are some of those examples. Explore a little bit. They're all over the place. One other side note is maybe take a look at also using some open strings in between. So it's one way to really outline a G or a G dominant chord in this case while using chromaticism and using those double stops. And that's just in one section of the guitar over the G chord. Hope you enjoyed that and stay tuned for more lessons on my Patreon.